Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com.
Welcome to yet another wonderful week of Duel Review. We're going to start off with Before Watchmen for our comic, and then for our video game, we're going to be doing Perfect Dark, both games. And then on our focal point, we're going to be taking a look at Unreal Engine 4, Herald to the Next Gen console.
That's right. For our anime this week, it's Salty Ray, and for our movie, it's Man on Fire. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Monday the 25th of June. We are doing Before Watchmen, the comics.
That's right. So this is the first one here, number one of Minutemen. Owlman promptly displaying his package on the cover there. I've never really liked his little bicycle short things. They're a little weird. Like today I saw a action figure of him, and I wouldn't buy it because it's got oddly, kind of faded, but still like orange, like bicycle hot pants thing going on.
He totally has hot pants.
And he wears it so well, apparently. Anyway, so this was written by, Darwin Cook. And he is most known for working with Ed Brubaker to revamp Catwoman.
Right.
But, he's also worked on a number of other things. He is both the artist and the writer for this one.
Wow,
and
dual roles.
He's a co-writer for this one. The artist for Silk Spectre, which is the second in the series to be released, is Amanda Connor, and I don't know much about her. I think she's fairly new.
Ooh, a female artist, may I say?
Yeah. She also co-wrote that one, Silk Spectre.
Ooh.
Anyway, so we're familiar with Watchmen, of course. We did a review. You might want to go watch those reviews. We did the movie and the comic.
Yes, we did.
So when I heard that they were going to release more about these characters, about this world, I was like, yay, I'm all in. Minutemen was actually the one I was most excited about. I don't know where to start with this. I enjoyed the books. I like the artwork.
Right.
Solid writing. The thing is that it's really nothing new. Minutemen pretty much explores stuff that's already in the book.
Right.
The Under the Hood book that you get chapters in between after each comic of the original Watchmen.
Yeah.
So it's really nothing new. It does elaborate a little bit on it, and same with Silk Spectre. It's a story that we pretty much already had in our head, that we assumed happened. We already knew about this. It has the same dirty book of her mother.
Yeah, that's talked about. Yeah.
What's her name? Anyway, the original. So it's really nothing new. Having said that, it was very enjoyable and very good read. I'm not sorry that I bought them. I'm very much looking for it. I mean, maybe they're just getting to a place that's familiar.
Yes.
To start it off.
Granted, the movie came out not too long ago, but the comic itself, which is slightly different, but not so much from the movie.
Yeah.
So they may just want to be like, guys, remember all of this stuff? Well, here's where we're going to start from. And
so it really depends on where they go. But, especially like the Minutemen one, we saw the, who's the first guy? The one in the hood and the...
Hood of Justice.
Yeah, with the noose around his arms or whatever. We see him kick a little bit of ass, but it's pretty much the same thing. In fact, some of the shots, like the newspaper article and whatever, as they should be, are the same.
Right.
But they're lifted right out of there. But again, whatever. I do think they fit really well in this world, though, too, while still feeling modern. They were released now, but you can easily read them alongside the original Watchmen, and it fades right in. There's a little less purple. As far as the artwork is concerned.
That's true. There is a less purple.
You like the purple, but I was
okay with the purple.
Purple. Anyway, so you get a little bit more like on Dollar Bill and whatever, just little tidbits. So it is really fun, and I really am excited to see where it goes. But I was thinking about it though, and I was like, you know what? That I already knew all that. It's like it's exactly, it was already in the book. So whatever. But I will happily keep. Watching them. The next one is going to be The Comedian, and that'll probably be out by the time you see this.
And that one will probably be the more of the interesting ones, because The Comedian is a very odd character.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to... Actually, I'm looking forward to, Rorschach. Everybody was looking forward to that. But I'm also looking forward to Manhattan, much more than I am Comedian. Like, Comedian is one of those characters that are icky. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's icky. so you're kind of like, oh, it's interesting, but it's kind of, it makes you feel dirty.
But
maybe.
the problem with
know.
Manhattan is before he was Manhattan, he was a scientist, and his story was pretty bland. I don't know how much story they can tell about him.
Well, yeah, but I think it's about him being the Manhattan. I don't think it's about him before. I mean, I think the first issue, there'll probably be, half the issue maybe it'll be him before. But anyway, so it's a very limited series. It's not going to last too long. So it's ultimately very collectible, and so far so good. Real good. Yeah, did you enjoy this one?
I did. Yeah.
So Spectre. She's my least favorite character, probably. But it is kind of interesting that, what her mother went through and what she has to deal with because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to see the Night Owl. I always like that character. Are these going to be ongoing series? Like, is Minutemen going to be its own series? Or is it is it Before Watchmen, Minutemen, Silk Spectre, this, that, and the other thing?
They're releasing them all, but yeah, there's going to be I think 6 issues of 7 different books.
Oh.
So there's 7 total, and I think there's 6 issues of each.
Okay.
So they are going to be ultimately very collectible.
So yeah, I think what they're really doing is just refreshing our memories, and then they're going to dig in.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that is what it is. I was just kind of, I guess I was expecting just a little bit more new, but It makes sense. So we'll just see. It's kind of one of those things that, I read this one and then immediately, this one that you couldn't see, and then immediately this one came out, and so I was like, hey, wait a minute, that was just, the same. So I'm not getting the context that I need with the book separately.
Right.
So it was like familiar to familiar rather than familiar and then build on it. But that's because they're 2 different series.
Right.
Anyway, I wanted to mention to you that the comedian one that's coming out next is Brian Azzarello, who you know from Hellblazer.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. He's a fan of Hellblazer and Constantine and all that.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that one. I'm really glad that they're reinvigorating this series.
Yeah, I mean the only
it's fortuitous for us because since we just kind of Watchmen.
The only problem that I have is Watchmen is such a great book. I'm afraid that adding more to it could destroy it. But then again, it is such a solid book.
Yeah, I don't think that 6 books would do that. You know what I mean? Like I think they have probably a solid story. I don't think they're trying to milk it. I think they're just adding a little bit more. Maybe they're trying to milk it a little bit.
Yeah.
Who blames them, really?
Yeah.
So anyway, solid books, great art. The art is definitely, characteristic of the original Watchmen.
Right.
So it's possibly a little dated, you could argue, but it still feels fresh and, it's unmistakable. Nice black and yellow. So,
yeah, it totally works.
So
I love it.
So I think that's it. Just be aware of them and check them out. We'll update you as we get more.
Yeah.
And that's
but
it.
So far so good. Again,
Yep.
It feels like they're not testing the waters, but the hell did I say before?
Rewind the tape and figure it out.
Okay.
All right, guys. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell us what you think.
Check out our wares at spiderwolf.com. We have T-shirts. Every time. T-shirts, prints, card game, short stories,
Kickstarter
projects coming.
New content.
Content.
Tomorrow is our first game lab. That's fun. You should check it out. PNO3.
PNO3.
Video Game Tuesdays.
Video Game Tuesdays.
All right, guys. See you later.
Oh.
Yay. You let me have the first one, but...
Well, that's because
you were like, I'm going to get this one, no problem.
No, because my gun was kind of awkward.
Oh,
so I had to...
You mean that one time where you're like, tough preparation?
Preparation.
And I had to like go over here or something.
Well, I'm not...
In my pants or something. Like, Next time on Duel Review, it's Perfect Dark. I timed it right. I was doing good.
Yeah. I didn't know what you were doing, though.
Maybe we should both do that. Did you do it?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Well, we got this. Okay.
1, 2.
I know, we totally off. I went first. You didn't count that time.
What?
1, 2, go.
I'm waiting.
Oh, you want me to count?
I have to say it?
No, I'll count. 1, 2. That was already too fast. Obviously, we have a mix-up of, how quickly 1, 2, 3 goes.
can't count?
I can. 1, 2, go. I didn't even.
I did it.
You
It's
did
not
it.
that hard. I did it.
Whatever. I don't feel like doing this.
You can start anytime.
On this wonderful week of Duel Review, we're going to be taking a look at Before Watchmen for our comic. Then for our video game, we're going to do... I'm going to start over.
We're gonna do it again. On today's Duel Review, and for our movie this week, it's Man on Fire. Ah! Put me out. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
That's not funny.
It was. I laughed.
Let's try it one more time. You kind of stumbled anyway.
Yeah, I did.
And then I messed it up at the end.
You didn't mess it up at the end. You're like, ah, ah. And I was like, ah, ha, ha, that's funny. That's comedy. And then there's that.
Beep, 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 beep. Just in. We're on Duel Review today. Back to you, Nick. Thank you, RJ.
Thank you.
Right.
Welcome to the 25th.
Archie! What was it doing? I don't know.
Welcome to Monday the 25th of June. We're doing Before Watchmen.
That's right. Minutemen and Silk Spectre. Darwin Cook, writer, artist, and of Minutemen and co-writer of Silk Spectre, most known for revamping Catwoman with Ed Brubaker.
Ooh.
And he's an Eisner Award winner. All right. Let's do it for real this time.
For Rizzles.
That's right. It was written by Milk and Orange Juice. Wait a minute. Wrong list.